prayer. I want to start with the first misconception of prayer. You have to pray using the right words.
All right.
There is no formula to prayer.
Come on.
All right.
What does this say? This is powerful because if you don't have a college education, you can still pray.
Yes, sir.
If you are a child who knows very little English, don't know a lot of words, you can still pray, because the purpose of prayer is not for you to be fancy with your words. And I know we like to hear people pray and they use big words and they sound intellectual, but the truth is sometimes the best prayer is, Lord, put me in your will. If we will get in the will of God, everything we need is in the will. Look, somebody tell them it's in the will. Here is the misconception number 2, is that prayer is about getting what you want.
Come on now.
Yeah, that's the misconception, that prayer is about getting what you want. He hears it because it is connected to the will of God. And I'll tell you right now, if you can look at your own life and say, I know I'm not where I need to be, I know I'm not doing what I should be doing, I'm telling you now, your life is not at the maximum capacity it could be because you're not in the will of God. Mm-hmm. And some of the struggles that we have are not because Satan is so busy, it's because we won't be busy about our Father's business. Some of the things we go through have nothing to do with the devil. The devil is sitting back saying, I already know they ain't going to be obedient to what God tells them to do. They're going to keep on running. They're going to keep on making up their own mind when they want to decide. They're going to keep letting that thing, that desire, that fleshly thing be more important in your will. And here it is. And my confidence of that is that if I'm in your will, whatever storm comes, I'm okay with it because I'm in your will.
Right.
Whatever trial and tribulation comes, I'm okay with it because I'm in your will. Mm-hmm. Here is the last misconception I want to share with you about prayer, and this is a real good one, and that is that prayer is not a last resort. Can we be honest? You ain't got to raise your hand, but you know in yourself, we don't turn to prayer until all hell done broke loose. We don't turn to prayer until we get the doctor's report. We don't turn to prayer until we get the disconnect notice. We don't turn to prayer until we can't find the job. We don't turn to prayer until we can't fix it ourselves. Then we say, God, will you help me out of it? And he said, I've been standing here. You ain't never talked to me until you need something. Prayer is not a last resort. But when you use prayer as your first response, the response is, Lord, I talk to you daily because I want our relationship to be. I talk to you not for what you can do. I talk to you because I understand I need to be in the will. Yeah. Put me in the will of God. Here I'm preaching to somebody. If Jesus himself, when he prays, we're talking about a perfect person who is perfect. We're talking about a person that does not sin, has no sin, no blemish in his life, and his prayer is, God, keep me in the will.
That's good. Yeah. That's good.
You don't think with all the distractions we face, with a sinful flesh, you ain't got to spend time on your knees saying, Lord, keep me in the will.